Now at 5, the snow is here. A winter weather advisory covers the entire state. What's next after the snow quits falling? Team coverage tonight.
It used to hang over Gate 1 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where one concerned fan saw the iconic wing and wheel and the track's response tonight.
It's a really good time to be a chick with a guitar.
Celebrating women in country music, we will meet one of this year's CMA Awards nominees who just came to Indianapolis as the countdown to Wednesday's big show gets underway.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, the snow is here just in time for the evening commute. Our live drive camera is out monitoring the roads. It's not even officially winter yet, but it sure looks and feels like it.
A winter weather advisory is out for the whole state. Temperatures are falling and they'll get even colder overnight.
Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking the first significant snowfall of the season. It's here.
And I think our drive time camera there shows the roads mainly wet, but I think over the next few hours these conditions change as temperatures do that.
Go down,
yes.
Yes.
Make that clear? Okay, there's your advisory all of central Indiana. It goes until tomorrow morning because this is a 1-2 punch. We're getting the snow now. We'll get the punch of colder air as we fall into the teens tonight. An additional inch of snow, maybe on the high side, a couple spots could see 2. Temperatures into the teens. I think we'll tie a record, and wind chill temperatures will go below 0 tonight. Additional snowfall, and you get the idea, generally an inch to maybe an inch and a half of additional snow. It will have a bigger impact from sunset on than it's had so far today because I think the falling temperatures and road conditions changing. The little streaks of darker blue represent where the visibility is dropping, and just to give you an indication, can you find there's the road course at the Motor Speedway. Typically we see downtown pretty easily, but visibility is now down to a half a mile in most of central Indiana. Bloomington, quarter mile with snow. Temperatures and wind chill. We'll see both of these change significantly between now and midnight, and then quite a story in the morning. Some of the wind chills will be below 0. We've got a lot more to talk about, and we'll do that shortly. Megan, Sanctorum is out at 12th and Illinois. Sorry there for a second, almost forgot you. We don't want you standing out there longer than you have to, but it's snowing.
Yeah, Kevin, it is. Right now, we are on Illinois, right by the ramp to I-65. And as you mentioned, the roads just seem to be wet right now, and the traffic that we've been seeing still seems to be going at about the normal speeds you would see. But, you know, that might not be the case in the coming hours. We do know that the city has some plows out there working on the roads. The city has 80 plow trucks on the roads right now, and INDOT has about 60. The city drivers will start by focusing on the more heavily traveled areas like Keystone, Washington Street, and Fall Creek, and then they'll make their way to the secondary roads. These crews have been working since 11 o'clock this morning. A spokesperson with the Department of Public Works tells us they get crews out early because they have to monitor the roads and keep an eye on the forecast in order to accurately treat the streets. They had to wait until late this afternoon to start putting down salts.
No, you don't want to put salt down while it's raining because it'll wash it away. So once that switches over, we'll be able to put down salt, especially on the bridge decks and overpasses. And then when the pavement temperatures start to drop tonight, while we're clearing out the snow, we'll be able to lay down more salt to prevent any refreeze.
Now, the city also has a tool if you want to track where those plows are. It's called the Indy Snow Track Viewer, and you can just head online. It's a website right there. You can click on any street. It tells you when it was last treated and where the plows are right now. Reporting live, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV6.
All right, Megan also showing us that winter hats are also in order tonight, so dress accordingly. Thank you, Megan. Our friends up in Chicago are getting quite a bit of snow, and it led to a scary situation this morning at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. An American Eagle flight from Greensboro, North Carolina slid off the icy runway, all caught on camera by a passenger there. Look at that. Luckily, no one was hurt in this. You can see the wing hit the grass. About 6 inches of snow fell there today. Many flights from Indy to Chicago are delayed or canceled this evening. The same for flights earlier today. By the way, this just happens to be Winter Weather Preparedness Week in Indiana, and Storm Team 6 is getting us ready for whatever the season has in store for us. Tune into our special report, Weathering a Winter in Indiana, featuring our entire team of meteorologists. Watch it tomorrow night at 8 o'clock only on RTV6.
The Indiana Attorney General's office has won its case against a Carmel home restoration company accused of taking people's money and not doing the work. Call 6 Investigates first exposed Green Frog Restoration back in 2015, and Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny joins us now with today's developments. Kara.
Thanks, Amanda. The Attorney General's office filed its lawsuit months after Call 6 Investigates raised questions about Green Frog Restoration and its business practices. A Hamilton County court decided just last week that owner James Twaddle is responsible for a $1.3 million judgment. Customers like John and Leanne Smith say they hired Green Frog to fix their roof after a hailstorm, but the company didn't fix the siding despite receiving more than $10,000 in insurance money. Call 6 Investigates went to Green Frog's Carmel office in 2015, but no one answered. It's not yet clear if and when Indiana consumers could get their money from this new judgment, but we're told at least 63 Hoosiers were victims. Here's how you can protect yourself. Do your research before you sign a contract. Ask for references. Ask for promises in writing, and never pay in full before work has begun. A third down payment is typical. Now, in 2017, the Attorney General also won a lawsuit against Wanda Van Winkle, who also operated Green Frog Restoration. Van Winkle told me she would issue a statement to Call 6 Investigates, but she never did. Records show she spent money from Green Frog's account on a BMW and psychic readings. Mark.
Our Kara Kenny for us tonight. Thank you, Kara. New ownership means a new chapter for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but tonight fans say there is one specific part of the track's history worth hanging on to. In fact, today RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to find out how a Speedway staple ended up in a storage lot with overgrown weeds.
The iconic wheel and wing logo used to welcome fans here from far and near. That's until a new sign replaced it, tossing the old sign and piece of history to the side, a fate that fans aren't okay with. Addison Henderson says if he wasn't a huge Speedway fan, he might not have recognized a piece of history nestled among junk, covered in overgrown weeds, but still shining bright as he remembers from his younger years.
Maybe you don't display it in the front. It doesn't have to be the front sign, but it could be displayed at the museum or other locations around Indy or Speedway. I think a lot of people have memories of that sign. It was the iconic symbol of the Speedway, the wings and wheels. An iconic symbol, a sign that you saw and you knew you were at the Speedway.
Henderson went online to type out his frustration over the discovery. And since most fans had no idea what happened to the sign after it was replaced by a new addition, he shared this picture of where the sign is hiding these days. Now that its glory days are over, it's on Speedway property, tucked away from plain view.
They kind of just pushed it into a little storage lot and let weeds grow up around it, and I just want to see it restored and preserved and put on display for the public to see it again.
This Google Maps image shows why fans may not have known where the sign disappeared to. Henderson says he's speaking up because he knows he's not the only one passionate about saving a little piece of Speedway history. Working for you in the Speedway area, Troy Washington, RTV6.
We reached out to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and they got back to us to tell us the wing and wheel marquee is currently in a secured storage facility. It is an important historical artifact that will be preserved. They say it was created to be kept outdoors. Today's weather forced the cancellation of the annual Veterans Day Parade and moved the ceremony from outside to inside the Indiana War Memorial. Governor Eric Holcomb and a number of other speakers paid tribute to all the men and women who have proudly served our country.
And our Hiring Hoosiers initiative is dedicated to connecting Hoosiers to employment opportunities, especially our veterans. More than 200,000 servicemen and women leave the military every year, and over half currently face a period of unemployment. I got a chance to learn how the InVets program is filling unfilled jobs with our nation's heroes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going anywhere.
William Caruff is a new Hoosier, and the New Jersey native and former Mississippi homeowner has no plans of leaving his new home anytime soon. Hired into a good job as a mechanic at Horner Industrial Group in Indianapolis and all moved into a new house in Whiteland, this military veteran is settling in just fine after 20 years serving in the Army as a helicopter mechanic, thanks to a new program in the state called InVets.
Warner basically taught me everything from the ground up as far as what we do on a daily basis. Indiana Vets was key to get me up here because it was their funding actually that helped me with the move because I'd already used my one military move.
InVets is a part of Next Level Veterans Indiana, and it's a program that has been in operation for about 2 years. It serves as a connection point between service members, veterans, and military spouses across the nation to Indiana employers and resources.
Historically, Indiana has one of the lowest veteran unemployment rates in the nation. So we don't have enough veterans. There's tons of great work opportunities across the state, but employers struggle to connect with these service members throughout the country that just don't know about the opportunities.
They make those connections by bringing InVets reps to military bases. So far, InVets has placed and employed 80 veterans. The goal is to eventually get to 5,000 new residents of veterans and their families per year.
Common barriers that veterans face, one is translation of what they did in the military to what terms apply to the civilian world. But there are a lot of soft skills, leadership, teamwork, a lot of those things that do translate.
InVets has partnered with more than 120 companies across the state in different industry sectors, including tech, manufacturing, and logistics, just to name a few.
We try and coach companies on what types of military skills they might look for that best fit within their organization.
There are about 400 employees here at Horner Industrial Group, and the company says about 60 of them are veterans, and they say they're always looking to hire more from the military.
We've got around 80,000 unfilled jobs across the state right now. We need to be looking outside of our state's borders, and there's no better demographic than the military veteran population out there.
InVets is providing a valuable resource for veterans to successfully live and work as a Hoosier, and it's opening the state's doors for more people to call Indiana home.
When we get out, we don't really realize what's on the other side of the door, and it's good to know that there's programs like Indiana Vets out there.
And for more information on InVets, go to hiringhoosiers.com. And thank you to all veterans for your service.
Well, still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. Will your kids be in school next Tuesday? The list of schools canceling class is growing.
But first, shining in the CMA spotlight tonight, we introduce you to a woman who just performed in Indy and is making her mark on country music. The nominee who could win her first CMA award Wednesday night. Kyle.
And I'm Kyle Mounts, live in Indianapolis, where the snow is flying, and it's sticking to a lot of things. So far, the road's in good shape, but we'll talk about how that could change heading into tomorrow morning.
For only $89 for on time.
Country music's biggest night is just days away, and this year it will be a night to celebrate women.
The CMA Awards is putting the focus on the legacy of women in country music, and it starts with the powerhouse trio of hosts Carrie Underwood, Dolly Parton, and Reba McEntire.
Yeah, they've helped lay the groundwork for their countless female artists. Hank FM's Kara Dennis introduces us to one of them, CMA New Artist of the Year nominee, Ashley McBride.
It's a really good time to be a chick with a guitar.
Singer-songwriter Ashley McBride is on the way up. In the past year, she's earned Grammy and Emmy nominations, won the ACM Award for New Female Artist of the Year, and is now touring across the country with superstar Miranda Lambert on her all-female tour. And she's nominated for CMA New Artist of the Year.
Ashley McBride.
Nothing like being right there to hear the news in person on Good Morning America. She went from announcing this year's nominees with Jimmy Allen to becoming one.
It's weird. It feels good, though. If you look at the category, Midland, Cody Johnson, Carly Pierce, Morgan, of course, and I'm big fans of all of them. So to be recognized kind of all together as a group, and then we'll see who takes it home. Making the best of the worst day kind of night.
Ashley's musical roots go back to her childhood days in Mammoth Spring, Arkansas.
I started playing bluegrass when I was just a little kid and never stopped. I was kind of shy in high school and a little bit through college, but then that couldn't keep me from playing in bars.
She's still playing in bars occasionally. We caught up with her at 8 Second Saloon in Indianapolis, where she took the stage with several other women. But these days, you're more likely to see her opening for Miranda after headlining her own tour through the U.S. and Europe. That tour named after her hit single and album, Girl Going Nowhere. But she's clearly not going nowhere. She's already released One Night Standards, which she co-wrote, a hint of what's to come on her next album expected in 2020. And then, of course, there's Wednesday night. She'll be in the spotlight performing and maybe walk away with her first CMA award on a night devoted to celebrating women in country music.
We've always been here making cool music. Yes. We've always been here selling out shows and things, but now it's getting just a little bit of face time and a little bit more recognizable. It's not bad for a girl going nowhere. Look at
you. Kara Dennis for RTV6.
Joining Ashley as new Artist of the Year nominees are Cody Johnson, Midland, Carly Pierce, and Morgan Wallen. And Hake FM's Kara Dennis is in Nashville right now and will be reporting for us from the red carpet Wednesday night on the news at 6 and 7, ahead of the big show at 8 p.m. right here on RTV6, and tomorrow on the news at 5. Kara will introduce us to another nominee, Devin Dawson, who is up for Song of the Year.
Good luck to all of them. And Kevin's here with us to look at the Storm Team 6 forecast. The big talk of the day is the snow that we're now seeing.
Yeah, and just look out your window. It is going strong.
It looks a lot like that.
Yeah.
Of all the years that I've been here, and you as Hoosiers, I've never seen them actually plow the track because there's never been a need to do it.
Right.
But not that you can do it now.
That's the track, right?
Yeah, that's the Motor Speedway, and that's the pagoda that's just above ground level. Now you're looking at West Lafayette video, and watch this turn here, and you begin to see the slush on the roadway. So there will be slick conditions as the temperature continues to fall. The other thing of interest is the visibility change. Thank you to Kelly Button for that video from her dash camera. 30 degrees with a northwest wind at 14. It is cold and going to get a whole lot colder. When we checked in with Kyle Mounts a little bit ago, he started to have some accumulation right about here and over here, but the roads were looking good. Kyle?
And Kevin, I feel like I'm turning into a bit of a human snowman at this point because the snow is really sticking to things because it's that heavier wet snow with temperatures right around the freezing mark. Now, as we look at the roads, there you can see things are still in pretty good shape. But as you mentioned, that could certainly change tonight as the colder air rushes in. Yeah, it's going to get even colder for us. At this point, it's still continuing to coat the grass. Can still see the blades of grass, but it is adding up here. So visibility has really kind of been the main issue. And then as we look up toward the trees, yeah, some of those didn't even have a chance to get rid of their leaves here in fall before we first get this snow falling on them. Now, it's a little early, but we've certainly had some big snows in November. Let's look at this one, 8.6. That's the most we've had in a single November snowfall, that back in 1932. And then when we look at the cold, temperatures as cold as 5 below, got to go all the way back to 1880 for that one. Now, temperatures are not going to be that cold, but it will feel close to that tomorrow morning with the wind chill. And Kevin, we'll send it back to you to talk more about that frigid air that's going to arrive for Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Kyle. And one of the benefits you just see in the background there are these early season snows. Often the ground is not as receptive, the roadways, to letting that snow accumulate. That changes, though, in the next few hours. Snow stretches from Champaign to Dayton. That's a 220-mile stretch there. So we're going to have snow for the rest of the evening. Visibility down to a quarter of a mile in Muncie, half a mile Indianapolis, Terre Haute, and Bloomington. Throw Lafayette in now at a quarter of a mile. Temperatures, the other side of the story. There's the warmth of yesterday being pushed out of the Midwest, and the cold air will continue to pour in. 21 in Chicago. We have a strong northwest wind. Say hello to Molly. Some dogs would love to get out, jump at the snowflakes, try to take a hunk out of the snow.
I don't know if Molly's ready for it.
Molly's got a wig on?
Thanks to, no, that's her due.
Oh, look at that.
That's her due. She's got a vest on. Bob Neal sent in the picture. This is what it would be like to try to look in the window to see Molly now through all that snow. Visibility changes. Between 7 and 9, the back edge starts to come into western Indiana. 11 o'clock from Bloomington to Newcastle and Richmond, snow leaving. Then it's all about the temperature. As cold as 10 in Lafayette, 13 in Peru. The snow, although accumulating mainly on grassy surfaces, will be able to help these temperatures fall off, especially tomorrow night when the wind calms down. Will be even colder, down to 12 degrees. Tomorrow, 25. That's our high temperature, but you see, there is a path to warmth. Temperatures by the time we get to Thursday at 38. Warmest temperatures will come as we get into the weekend. 40 Saturday, mixture of clouds and sunshine Sunday and Monday. 47 for the high. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So we're making some people happy today with the snow, and then we'll make others happy when we melt it off.
That's right. Festive snow is what we like to call it, right?
A little bit of both.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Well, on this snowy day, a reason to think spring. A big concert announcement today from the new Brown County Music Center. And giving you a live look from our live drive vehicle, showing some of the traffic that's building up. You want to give yourself extra time on this evening commute. You're looking at I-465 on the north side this evening. We'll continue to keep you updated right here on RTV6.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Oh, the new Brown County Music Center in Nashville continues to draw more artists and fun shows as it celebrates its inaugural season.
And just announced today, Grammy Award-winning singer Michael Bolton. He will be in concert on Sunday, April 26th.
And also announced today, The Price is Right Live. The interactive stage show gives people a chance to hear their names and come on down to win all kinds of prizes, which could include appliances, vacations, and a new car. That show is set for Sunday, March 22nd. Excuse me. Tickets for both shows go on sale Friday at 10 a.m.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
And spin the wheel, right?
That would be fun.
All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. On this Veterans Day, we show you what it's like to go from active duty to civilian workforce, the opportunities some companies are giving veterans.
But first on the Now Indy, happy reunion, one with lots of licks and kisses. How this all came about just minutes away. You're watching RTV6.